At the end of his life, Jacob, the man renamed Israel, lies gathered with his 12 sons in a dimly lit Egyptian dwelling. The inheritance at stake is the covenant, the promise made to their ancestor, Abraham, which links this specific family line to the future of all nations. Standard ancient laws of succession were straightforward. Power moved from father to firstborn, transferring both the right to lead and a double portion of the family's material assets. Jacob's actual family is defined by betrayal, jealousy, and violence. These 12 heirs have spent their lives undermining one another and their father. With such a fractured moral record, the question becomes, which of these men is actually fit to steer the future of this clan and the sacred legacy they carry? Jacob is about to deliver a series of blessings that subvert tradition and permanently reorganize the geopolitical landscape of the ancient world. By birth order, Reuben is the natural candidate to receive the unified inheritance, but Jacob removes him from leadership entirely due to a history of betrayal. The next two, Simeon and Levi, are also bypassed. Their history of uncontrolled violence, a specific massacre they orchestrated, cost them the right to lead. Levi faces a unique prophetic sentence. His descendants will never possess a territory of their own, instead living scattered among the other tribes. In just 3 declarations, the traditional line of succession has completely dissolved. The family's leadership is left without an obvious head. Jacob's solution fractures the inheritance into 2 equal pillars, elevating Judah and Joseph. To Judah, he grants dominance. Describing him as a lion, Jacob predicts his enemies will retreat. The scepter prophecy establishes a permanent royal lineage, creating a throne that will eventually command all nations. Joseph, whose political rise in Egypt saved the family from famine, receives the material birthright as the benefactor who preserved the entire lineage. This blessing is realized by elevating Joseph's 2 sons to full tribal heads. In the future division of land, Joseph's line receives the traditional double portion. This structural change separates crown from capital. Political leadership and the primary material wealth of the nation will no longer reside in a single tribe. The remaining 8 brothers receive localized destinies aligning with the physical terrain of the Levant. Jacob describes Asher flourishing in fertile coastal plains and Naphtali thriving as mountain warriors. He predicts Dan will judge the people while striking like a serpent, and Gad will defend against border raids. These poetic descriptions closely match the actual tribal territories established in the region centuries after this conversation. These final blessings defined the internal borders and specific roles of the nation for the rest of its history. Jacob died shortly after these words were spoken. His sons carried his body back to Canaan, burying him in the ancestral tomb at Machpelah. This burial marks the conclusion of the patriarchal era. The story of individual fathers and sons gives way to the rise of the 12 tribes as a unified people. Despite their collective moral history, these 12 men leave Egypt as the foundation of a nation. The inheritance that tradition dictated should go to one man was instead intentionally divided among many. Genesis 49 stands as a record of transition. It shows a dysfunctional family being systematically organized into a structural blueprint for a new society.